Mr. Speaker, we need to address certain things. The Nigerian youth, the social media, the social influencers, all of these are making the narrative that we are seeing today, except we are joking with ourselves. Social media, yes, though good, has its negative impact. Let me first thank you for condemning the wanton killings and carnage that happened at Lekki. When I went through the comments, I could not believe it, Mr. Speaker. The curses, the abuses from children. And I ask myself, is this Nigeria? What is going on? Children cursing?
Desmond Elliott has attracted a lot of side talks and insults from the people who praised 30 phones that he called children during his parliament speech. He was alleged to have also called out celebrities in the same speech, and most of them are not taking it lightly with him. He has been blasted by Don Jazzy, Davido, Peruzzi, and Simi. Simi had this to say. Says, Cousin Desmond should have used the same energy to fight for us. Now he's collecting money. We are children. You can see it's not about age. You can be 22 years old and wicked. Celebrities, yeah. They didn't vote for celebs. They voted for you, sir. Well, many people have reacted differently to what he said. One man especially stands out. He posted the procedure that could be legally followed to remove or recall Desmond Elliott as a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Well, it's quite simple but requires organization and precision. The first is to send a petition to INEC talking about the loss in confidence of the said House member and wish for his recall. The petition should be signed by a majority of the registered voters in his constituency. Then INEC would organize a by-election within 90 days, and if the majority of voters vote to remove a House member, another election will be made to replace the already removed House member. Okay, seriously, can he be used? It can be used as a scapegoat. A quorum can be formed, allowing eligible voters in the constituencies to submit petition against this, so he can know he was voted in, not allocated, and it can be phased out the same way. His people will not even pay attention to this. On ground, they love him, so Parkway. Great, but remember he can only be recalled by people of his constituency. Sad enough, that is not possible. We have some die-hard gullible APC members in Surulere who will never consented to such idea. They are cool with their myopic representative. Where we get majority from his constituency, even if INEC truly conducts the referendum. These things don't work. Nigeria is gone. Make we try and first. Nothing like this works in Nigeria. No this and no peace. There was a recall attempt on Dino Melaye. He scared at it and he scared through. There was a recall attempt on Dino Melaye. He scared it and the referendum, but we lost his re-election bid. Little gains, but don't just throw away an idea with it won't work. Try it first. If it does not work, you know that you have tried, then you'll be able to work on something, or you know areas which you have failed, and then you'll be able to pick up from there. We easily lose out, we easily fail, and we easily get discouraged, and that is why a lot of people don't want to do this. When you begin to embark on something, the first thing is that people always talk about the negativity. Why? And why it will not be possible for you to do such a thing, and it's really worries us. Of course, people are really used to these failures. People are used to all of this discouragement, because people have tried some things in the past. We'll continue to try all of those things until we get it. If we just say, oh no, it won't work, this idea, it won't work, it has been killing us from right from time immemorial, and it's still there. Just like some people say, just try something. Oh, it won't work. What if it works? Even if it does not work, at least you have to try something, so that you'll be able to prepare again next time, because these people are really taking us for granted. Of course, he can call them children. Of course, he knows what it's receiving. So all these children, what do they know? But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and even now it is even difficult for us to even say, oh, those who are still speaking like, speaking as if they are patriotic, let them get there. It's a different thing entirely. And we are hearing some of the rumors, or the in the public domain out there, the submission that some group of protesters, the NSAS protesters in Oyo State, learned that the governor gave them 15 million naira. They have 15 groups. They gave them 1 million naira each. Each of the group, they shared it. And but we have some 3 people. They call one, what? They call one Ashiwaju, not a Bola Tinubu, Ashiwaju, and they call one. There are 3 of them like that they rejected. Akeju and another person, there are 3 that they rejected it among all of those things. So, in as much all of these things, we will continue to have people that will be sabotaging the effort of the well-meaning Nigerians, the good people of the country. But some people, because what have they learned? They've learned from their fathers, all those old politicians. That is what they have learned. And that is why this guy was talking about, was blasting governor of Edo State. Oh, yes, why are you talking of godfatherism and all of that? But we thank God that it failed. It's really, really fair. This idea of godfatherism, you can't do anything, you can't think outside the box, you can't think for yourself. Somebody has to think through you, because you are going to be given a huge or ransom amount of money. That is why he can call people children, and that's why these guys have really come out for him. We need to teach these people lessons. But unfortunately, the so-called youth, we have somebody like a Yaya Bello, who is still categorized as youth, and Desmond Elliott. They categorize them as youth, but see what they are doing. Somebody who, would are supposed to, that you think that would be in his right senses, would not be encouraging godfatherism. Will be encouraging the old order, what those old politicians have been doing that have brought this country to its knees. Can you imagine that? Well, I keep wondering, where did we get it wrong? We've thrown moral and civil to the wind. I'd rather be a lone voice than to join the bandwagon. That's what Nkechi Kara said. Let's try it first. All this tweeting and cursing him out won't do anything. This is what we can do. Where are you all? It won't work. The only thing that can work is a way to make him get a visa ban or something like that. Any other thing in Nigeria won't work. Visa ban. Just like this man was making mouth, was bragging. I will sit in this country. I was 50 years old before I traveled out of this country. They say the chief of army staff retired when he was talking about some criminals are going about telling the international community to do what, to give them, to put a visa ban on them, that he does not care. But later we learned that he's been going from places to places. He has according to allegedly, he has buildings or houses in Dubai, because there was a time all of those things came out, and that time a lot of people were like, oh yes, this is the work of the opposition. They are trying to dent the image of this man. They were trying to dent his image, this and this and this and that. That was when people were really believing in this government, that they were really fighting, or they were ready to fight corruption. We didn't know that they were just boboing us. But now they can't even speak about this corruption fight. That was when everybody was like, oh yeah, they wanted to implicate this guy. But at the end of the day, you find out that those things, those allegations against Brutai were true. But they will be making mouths. I can't do this. I'm going to stay. Of course, if they stay back in Nigeria, everything is good. It's there for them to enjoy the life to the fullest. But meanwhile, others are suffering and languishing in agony. So, the most populated area in Surulere is Shita. An average person in this area are jobless and look up to these politicians for support. Last election, they almost lynched Desmond Elliott because he was doing nothing to support them, unlike Honorable Kaba Caesar. We should normalize recalling useless legislatures, even if it eventually doesn't scale through. We must keep trying. Exactly, that is the spirit. If we must put pressure on our legislatures, they can in turn put pressure on the executives. Of course, because if you just say it won't work, it won't work. We just have to try it, because at the end of the day, majority of them will be afraid that this thing might work at the end of the day. Let me respect myself. But if it eventually works, it is an awareness, because a lot of people don't know it is doable. It was during the time of do you know me, like people began to say like, yeah, really, it is possible. So it's, it's not really a rampant thing. It wasn't a rampant thing then. It's even nice. It's not even rampant, but by the time we start it, you continue to do it until you get it right, and a lot of people will be aware of these things. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's know have your thoughts on this. Thank you.